Let's hope everybody's doing well, man. Let's hope everybody's doing well. Damn, some major news today. Damn, Moise Kean. We got our Rasmus Hojlund update. Jaden Sancho as usual. So many Richard Ríos. And apparently also Emmy Martinez, man. Emmy Martinez to Manchester United. Also a big update on that. But yo, this Jaden Sancho situation, it might genuinely drag on because one, the guy doesn't really want to like take a pay cut. So he's on a lot of money though. So yeah, let's just first cover what Fabrizio Romano has to say, and then we talk about this because hey, it's a massive day, four transfers for Manchester United, and I think by 19th of July we'll have one or two players coming in. But these Moise King rumors, hey, they've just become massive now. So let's just hear what Fabrizio has to say, and then yeah.
For Jadon Sancho, there are also movements taking place. Manchester United have been clear with the player. They will try to sell him in this first part of the summer transfer window. So if they find a permanent transfer proposal, for Man United is the best solution. And also for the player to part ways on a permanent transfer. At the moment, still nothing concrete in terms of advanced negotiations. Interest from Napoli, but Napoli don't want to cover the whole salary of Jadon Sancho. And Napoli don't want to cover the whole salary even in case they sign him on a permanent transfer. So the transfer fee will not be a problem for Napoli, but the salary is too high. So or Man United accept Napoli conditions maybe later in the window, or Jadon Sancho has to accept a different salary to join Napoli. Otherwise, it's going to be a different club. So we're going to see what's going to happen with this case, but the expectation remains for Jadon Sancho to leave Manchester United in this summer transfer window after Chelsea decided not to activate the option to keep the player at the club at the beginning of the summer transfer window.
And yeah, so this Jaden Sancho situation, it will drag on. Yeah, Moise Kean, bro. Moise Kean. Apparently, we're being linked to him. We're showing interest, and this is coming from a reliable source. So when these reliable sources actually speak, we will react. We will talk about the current situation, man. Because Moise Kean, let's see, he won't be expensive, bro. He won't genuinely be expensive. Apparently it's gonna be what, 45 m's, so 45 million for Moise Kean, 45 million pounds. So yeah, he'll be reasonable. He will be reasonable, but I still believe, okay, Moise Kean maybe might just be on the short list, right? He might just be on the short list. I think the number one is still Hekatike. Also Osimhen as well. So I don't think he's high on the list, but I think they're looking at him as okay, an affordable option. But yeah, Moise Kean and Jaden Sancho, also the president of Napoli, man, the sporting director of Napoli, he came out to say, "Yo, we're not really gonna pay those wages Jaden Sancho is demanding because." Hey, apparently, Sancho, he's demanding a ridiculous wages. We know the wages he's on at Man United. If they don't genuinely pay those wages he's on, I don't see Jaden Sancho leaving. So we might find ourselves in a situation where these guys they remain just because of the high money we're paying them. So it's a crazy situation, man. It is a crazy situation, and apparently Inter Milan as well. Inter Milan, they want Erasmus Hojlund. So Rasmus to enter, that's one to watch as well, man. So action is gonna be happening with Man United, bro. Action is gonna be happening with Manchester United. It looks like Emi Martinez deal might be off. I don't know what's going on with that situation, but it's also a reliable source. Apparently, we're not really looking into Emi Martinez. Fabrizio Romano hasn't really spoken too much about that, right? So Emi Martinez, we heard those rumors of okay, Emi, he's the guy Man United genuinely want. Apparently Andre Onana is gonna stay, but let's see what genuinely goes on because Jason Wilcox apparently he also signed like a young defender, right? James, I think this guy's Harley James from Southampton, young defender. Apparently, he's one of the up and coming defenders of his age groups, and so Jason Wilcox, he's still signing young players, and also Diego Leon by the first, he will be done. He'll be signed official, and let's just get our business in and early. So United, Moise Kean, is he a good option? Let's see, man. Let's see. Jadon Sancho, will he leave? I genuinely do hope so, right? Because this Jadon Sancho situation has been dragging on for such a long time. I think as United fans, we just want a solution of, okay, where will Sancho end up? Where will Rashford is a harder situation because with Rashford, it's almost the same as Jadon Sancho, but Rashford, he's doing so much to go to Barcelona. He's going out there doing interviews saying, "Hey, I want Barca." He's genuinely making it clear that, okay, I want Barcelona. Marcus Rashford. With Sancho, we don't really know what club he genuinely wants, right? At least Rashford, okay, yeah, he's trying to do the most to go to Barca. With Sancho, looks like this Napoli deal is falling apart because of the wages, man. We thought a few days ago, hey, Napoli, Sancho, that's gonna happen. But when their sporting director comes out to say, hey, Jadon Sancho, we can't really sign him unless he takes a pay cut, nothing's genuinely gonna happen, bro. Nothing is genuinely gonna happen because Sancho, he looks like he's stuck, man. Looks like he's stuck at Manchester United, and low key, I'm not surprised with this situation with Jadon Sancho. I expected something like this where the guy, if he rejected Chelsea, he's gonna reject a lot of offers, bro. Because Chelsea, obviously, they're offering him more wages than Napoli, so it doesn't really make sense for him to reject Chelsea and then go to Napoli for less money. So Sancho situation, man, we might be stuck. We might be stuck with this Sancho situation, but at least we have some positive news, man. Richard Rios, my guy, Richard Rios, that looks to be realistic. Apparently, Manchester United, we are really strongly, heavily invested into Richard Rios. He's a quality midfielder, and I've been watching Palmeiras in this FIFA Club World Cup, right? And he's been outstanding for them, right? One of their best players. Of course, the man of the match, it'll go to Esteval, but people that are voting for these man of the matches, they're not really watching the game because Richard Rios, he's been bossing for them in the midfield, just bossing it, and he's a quality player. If we do sign him, that's a top class player, bro. Richard Rios in that midfield, just imagine, okay, whoever he plays with, whether he's playing with Ogarte, whether he's playing with Bruno, he's gonna pop, man. He is gonna pop. Richard Rios, I think we need to invest into this guy right now before other clubs just come in, right? Because he'll be affordable. One, he'll be affordable. Two, he's gonna be a talent, bro. Like I genuinely see this guy as being maybe even top five midfielders in the world, right? That's how much he can develop. He can score goals outside the box. His technical ability is really good carrying the ball under pressure. So Richard Rios, man, these are the types of players we should be signing, right? Richard Rios and Moise Kean. I know some people won't really be favorites for Moise Kean. He did okay at Everton, but after that, I haven't been really paying attention to his career, right? Moise Kean, I won't come here and lie and say, hey, I've been keeping an eye on what Moise Kean has been doing. He went to Juve and then it didn't really work out at Juve. So he has a release clause. He looks to be like a cheaper option, Moise Kean. A really cheaper option. Will Man United take that cheap option? Because the only reason I'm talking about this is because it's coming from a reliable source, man. It is coming from a reliable source. If they do say, hey, we are showing an interest, obviously interest, it doesn't mean anything, bro. Right? Interest doesn't really mean anything until we make contact, at least with Ekatike, we've made contact with his agents, this and that. Fabrizio Romano came out to say, hey, We've made contact with his agent and with Gyökeres as well. Gyökeres, before that deal fell apart, we made contact. Gyökeres was talking to the manager. So with this Moise Kean, it's not really that we've made contact with any of his representatives. It's just that Hill was showing interest. Right, he's part of the guys on the short list. Okay, if Ekatike doesn't work out, if Osimhen doesn't work out, then we might go for this guy. So I don't see Moise Kean as a genuinely the realistic option, but let's see, man. Let's see. You never know. You genuinely never know. And I know some people will be upset that okay, Emi Martinez, it was a mixture, man. Some people they wanted Emi Martinez. Some people genuinely said, "Hey, why are we spending 40 million for a guy that's 30 something?" So it was a mixture of feelings. There were some people that were positive about because Emi Martinez he is an upgrade on on Andre Onana, right? That is realistic. Like Andre Onana, this man has been holding us back for such a long time, and since he came to Man United, Champions League making so many mistakes, right? This season making so many mistakes. So Andre Onana, I think it's been a disaster for him. Yes, when last season started, at least the first 2 weeks, he got what Player of the Month award, this and that. But then I think that's the only period in his career at Manchester United where he's been like consistent. The rest has just been inconsistencies, mistakes after mistakes. So Andre Onana, he's already shown us at the top level that he can't be trusted. Same with Erasmus Hojlund. So if you can genuinely sell Rasmus and Onana just to raise funds, right? Obviously, Onana won't really make you a lot of money, but somebody like Rasmus, if Inter Milan come in with Rasmus Hojlund money, that's insane. That's insane type of money because Rasmus. Let's just be realistic. I know a lot of people don't really love Rasmus Hojlund, right? The fan base, I know a lot of people don't really like Rasmus. But if we actually think about it, this guy can generate a lot of money, at least over 40 M's. At least I see an Italian club maybe paying 42 million, maybe close to 40 million for Rasmus. I think he can generate that because we still have to remember, Rasmus Hojlund, he's still a young striker. And yes, it hasn't worked out. But Italian clubs in that mindset, they're looking at the situation like, oh, this guy, he was already doing okay in Serie A, right? That's why we even bought him. Oh, Rasmus Hojlund in Serie A, he wasn't too bad. Yes, his goals weren't impressive, man. It wasn't unbelievable numbers in Serie A. But we signed him for a reason, man. We did sign him for a reason, and we all remember when we signed Rasmus Hojlund. A lot of fans were hyped up. Oh, this guy Rasmus is gonna do this. Rasmus is gonna do that. But it genuinely didn't work out. But I think it might work out for him in Serie A. It's a no-brainer. Rasmus Hojlund, go to Serie A, revive your career because right now United, I do see us with another striker, whether it's Ekatike. It's unfortunate that the Gyökeres deal fell apart, man. Looks like he's genuinely going to go to Arsenal because he's telling the people around him, hey, I'm going Arsenal, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So it's sad that that deal genuinely fell apart, right? Because I know, we did a poll on this channel and majority of the people were saying, they wanted Gyökeres to Manchester United. They wanted Gyökeres over Osimhen. Obviously, Delap, he's gone to Chelsea. So many of our attacking deals have fallen apart, man. But this just goes on with what Omar Barada said, bro. Like, Omar Barada, he said, we only want players that want to play for Manchester United. Let's not be signing this guy, that guy. If they don't want to be here, we're not gonna chase them. If they don't want to be part of this club, we're not gonna force them. Right? It's just a situation of okay. It's either you love us for who we are, you're playing for that badge, you're playing to be Manchester United, or we don't want you at all, right? So yeah, we only want players that want to be here, bro. We're not gonna force somebody that who sees us as a second choice. If Arsenal doesn't pull through, he sees us as a second choice. So that's Gyökeres, man. Gyökeres, it's game over. It is game over for Gyökeres, man. But Sancho, let's just hope we find a solution because with Jaden, I don't see him going to Saudi. I'm coming. I'm coming. Yo. I don't see Sancho going to Saudi, man. I genuinely don't see Sancho going to Saudi. And it's just a complicated situation, man, because ah, we played ourselves with this Sancho deal. We really played ourselves because now financially the wages you're paying him, those need to go to somebody else, man. If you sign a Richard Rios, I don't think he'll be over 100K, right? I don't think he'll be making over 100K, and he's gonna be on similar wages to a Lenny Euro, to a Amad Diallo. So I think if Richard Rios does come in, it's probably 80,000 per week, right? So we've genuinely played ourselves a bit with this Jaden Sancho. Moise Kean, I don't see that deal happening. But also we're hearing about Vlahovic as well, right? So we've been linked to so many strikers, Ekatike, Vlahovic, and this is always gonna happen with Man United. We're getting linked to so many guys. I also saw something about Kudus, but I don't think that's from a realistic source or a reliable source. But the Vlahovic stories, they're becoming a bit louder right now. So with United, so far the Ekatike thing, it hasn't, we haven't heard a lot, too much, right? Fabrizio, obviously this week we're gonna hear more updates, right? This week journalists are gonna be active. Fabrizio is gonna be active. Obviously, weekend, that's Sundays, Saturdays. It's not really that loud, but Mondays this week we're gonna be hearing a lot of transfer news, and especially towards the end of this month. Genuinely, towards the end of this month, we're gonna hear real credible things. And even in Buemo, apparently, we're trying to get that deal over the line before the end of this month. So, hey, let's just do our business early because we don't want a situation where you're starting that preseason and then some of your players, they're only coming towards the end of preseason, or they're only coming before the Premier League genuinely starts. At least let our new players settle in. Let our new players come in, have some time with the manager. Obviously, we're sticking with Ruben Amorim. Have some time with the manager. Have some time with their new teammates. Get to settle in. Get to know the environment. Because let's be real, preseason, it's not competitive, but for new players, it helps them just settle in, man. It helps them just build that connection with your new teammates, getting to know this guy, getting to know that guy. At least that's what preseason is there for. You're on tour with your new teammates, you're getting to know them, you're getting to know the manager. He's gonna give you more instructions, you have more training sessions. So I know a lot of people, they don't really like preseason, but I think preseason, it has its values, man. It does have its values, and th- that aspect of, okay, getting to know your new teammates, getting to know your new club. I think that's what preseason is all about. Obviously, the games in preseason, they lack competitive edge, they lack competitive nature, but yeah, let's see what happens with United, man. But credit to Jason Wilcox. I think this young defender we've signed, Harley James, he's gonna do something. At least guys like that, they're ones for the future, right? From Southampton, they were saying, hey, he's one of the most sort of defenders in the world, bro. So Jason Wilcox, he's doing his thing with young players. It's just Omar Barada. Where the main signings? Where the main guys? Get that Brian Mbuemo deal over the line, man. Right? Get some more deals over the line. Get a striker. if you can't get Richard Rios or another midfielder. I know some people, they're not really big fans of Richard Rios. Oh no, he he plays in Brazil. You don't know how he's gonna cope with European football, but I think Richard Rios, guys like Richard Rios, Diego Leon, I think they have potential. Diego Leon, he's over the line. He's coming 1st of July. That's a major signing. But I think we're making signings with potential. That's the most important thing. You have potential. Plus, these players, they have sell on value, right? If they don't genuinely succeed, if somebody like Diego Leon doesn't succeed, you can still sell him off for even a profit, right? Realistically, if Diego Leon doesn't succeed, you can still sell these guys off for a profit. You're saying kick out Garnacho, Rashford, and Jadon Sancho. I think we do genuine, and two of those players are on insane wages. Yes, Garnacho, he's not on insane wages, but we've seen like a post of what Alejandro Garnacho posted something on Instagram with our Rashford a name, right? Our Rashford jersey. He's wearing a Rashford jersey. So he posted this on Instagram, and a lot of fans are upset with that situation. And my viewpoint is just, hey, let's get over this whole situation, right? Rashford, let's sell these guys now, right? Because behind the scenes, we just want to be talking about Cunha. We just want to be talking about the players that are there, Bruno, all these guys, man. You honestly want Onana to leave? Apparently, he's gonna stay, bro. He is gonna stay. There is no hope of Onana leaving, bro. Apparently, he is gonna stay, and uh too many reliable sources are coming out to say, yo, Onana is staying. Even Fabrizio, there was a video he did saying Onana is expected to be at Man United next season. So with Andre Onana, there are too many reliable sources saying he's gonna stay. Fabrizio came out to say he's expected to stay. So too many I don't see it happening, bro. Of course, we would love Onana to genuinely leave, right? To genuinely be sold, because this guy has cost us so many games. But realistically, too many reliable sources are coming out to say he's here to stay, bro. He's here to stay. Just found your channel. Thanks, bro. Thanks. Us. Appreciate you. Appreciate for subbing to this channel and supporting this channel. Like, we just love Manchester United, man. As Man United fans, wanna we just want to see this club back to the top, bro. Yeah, we should target somebody like Jonathan David. I don't know why we're not doing that. And the aspect of he's a free signing as well, right? And some people are saying, yo, Jonathan David, he'll be better than Ekatike. So he's a free signing. I don't know why we're not all over that deal, right? I don't know why we're not really all over that deal. But no realistic links, bro. The only realistic links we've been hearing are what Gyökeres, but that deal has fallen apart. We've heard Fabrizio Romano talk about Ekatike. So even Osimhen, those Osimhen rumors are really drying up. So striker position, we don't really know who's gonna be there, bro. We don't really know who's gonna be there, who's gonna be our number one option. Let's just hope we have somebody competent, bro. Let's just hope we have somebody that can do the job and get us to a realistic level, get us to a level where a striker that's just scoring goals. I think that's what everybody just wants, man. What's my view on Omar Barada's interview? With Omar Barada, bro, we know, hey, he's gonna do a lot of talking, bro. I'm not really listening to what Omar Barada has to say. I just wanna see what the guy is doing, right? Action speaks louder than words. Omar Barada, he's gonna come every week talking about this, talking about that, but it's about action. I'm gonna judge the man over action. What do you do, right? Because it's easy to talk. even the guys before Omar Barada, they were doing interviews, they were talking, they were promising this. We remember, we remember, man. All these guys before Omar Barada, they were really talking, right? So words, they really mean nothing, man. They would really, really mean nothing. Because before we had bankers that were talking, they were talking, oh no, Man United, we're the biggest club, we're gonna do the biggest thing. So even the people before Omar Barada, they were talking a lot, bro. They were talking a lot. You're saying you think we should just get someone that will assist Hojlund and give them this season to assess. I think with Rasmus, it's game over for Rasmus Hojlund, bro, because it's not only the situation of okay, he's not getting chances. Yeah, some games Rasmus Hojlund, he doesn't really get chances. But we see some games where he is messing up the play. His first touch isn't on point. So let's just get a striker that helps the attack a bit more, right? You're saying you think Hojlund will score this season. Let's not put it on luck, bro. Let's not put it on luck because if we put another season on luck on Hojlund, it might be another season with no Champions League. Let's not put our hopes on Hojlund. I think Hojlund, he's had his chance. Onana, he's had his chance. I think either put Rasmus as a bench player or just sell him because right now we're not in a position where we can just put our season on hopes, right? We need guarantees now. We need somebody that can come in and guarantee something, right? Hojlund, when we signed him, he had potential. We thought, hey, it's gonna work out, but we've given him his chance, bro. We've given him his chance, and it hasn't been great from Rasmus Hojlund. Let's just move on as a club, as a team, at least just find a better situation, right? I'm not against Rasmus, but we just need somebody that's gonna be a bit more consistent, man. You're saying we might not be able to buy a single. 70 million is crazy though. 70 million is crazy though. But we just need more quality. I think you're right with that statement, bro. Like the quality in the attack, just the quality in the whole team, bro. Because of course, Brian Mbuemo, he brings quality, he brings goals, right? Cunha, he brings quality, he brings goals. But what about the midfield? Some people, they're still not satisfied with the right wing backs position because some people, they don't really trust Diego Dalot for a full season, right? For a full season, you know, Diego Dalot, he's gonna have his ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. And some people, they're not fully convinced with Patrick Dogu, right? With Patrick Dogu, let's give him this season. Let's see what type of player he comes into, right? But Diego Dalot, I understand why some people would say, "Yo, okay, Diego Dalot next season, we genuinely need a new right wing back because let's see, maybe the manager will just play Amad Diallo in that position, right? We've seen it so many times, right? Where Amad, right wing back, he's been shining in that position because now that Mbuemo and Cunha are coming, it looks like Ahmad in those number 10 positions, he's playing time in the number 10 might really slim down because I don't see us buying somebody like Mbuemo, buying somebody like Cunha and not play them in the number 10s. So even the aspect of Mason Mount, where will Mason Mount end up? Is he comfortable just being a bench player? Because realistically, next season, he's going to be a bench player. Same with Kobe Mano. Are these players comfortable enough being bench players? And I think that's why the Kobe Mano contract negotiations have taken so long, right? His new contract has taken so long because Man United, they're looking at this in a viewpoint of, okay, Kobe, are you going to be our main guy next season, right? Because you're asking for wages that a main guy wants, right? Close to 200K. So that's what Kobe Mano wants. So you're asking for wages that we would pay somebody that's starting week in, week out. And next season, it doesn't look like Kobe Mano will be the main guy, right? Will be a starting player. So it's so many uncertainties at Manchester United, man. Just build some more depth. Build a team where your bench players are amazing. I would love guys like Kobe, guys like Mason Mount as our bench players because it just means you have a good team, bro. It genuinely means that yo, your starting lineup, it's insane. It is insane. If Kobe Mano is your bench player, it means your starters are really really good. So uh, I think Kobe Mano right now. Let's not force the situation, right? Let's just put him on the bench, man. Put him on the bench. Make him a bench player. At least the starting players, they have to be top class, so world class. At least Kobe Mano. I'm not against having him as a bench player, man. Yeah, I don't think anyone will moan when Garnacho leaves. I think everybody has accepted the fact that, oh, Garnacho, he's going, bro. He is going, right? When Fabrizio Romano talks about it, when all these guys say, yo, Garnacho, it's game over. We heard the quotes from Ruben Amram. He told Garnacho, you better hope you find a new club. So Garnacho, his time at Manchester United, it's game over for him, bro. It is game over for Alejandro Garnacho. No coming back, bro. There's no coming back, especially now that he did this IG post that has upset so many fans. So, uh, Garnacho is, uh, he's done and dusted, bro. He is done and dusted. He is done and dusted. You're right. With United, we should just be focused on the guys that are coming in, right? We shouldn't dwell on, oh no, Rashford is going, oh no, Garnacho is going, oh no, Sancho is going. We should just focus on, okay, this guy is coming in. What can he do? Cunha is coming in. Let's hope he performs. As Man United, we always get into this position where, as a fan base, we're always divided, bro. We are always divided. Either it's a situation of this, either it's some people are backing Ineos, some people are not backing Ineos, some people are Ruben Amram out, the others are not. Let's just be united as a fan base and just want the best situation for our club, man. Yeah, I think everybody's gonna support Ruben Amram. We all want this man to do well, bro. We all want this man to do well. We're not Player FC. I don't think anybody is Garnacho FC or Rashford FC. We're all back in Man United. If these guys are gonna leave, bro, we're back in the guy that's at Man United, bro. We are back in the man Ruben Amram. Next season is a major season. At least the first few weeks, let's see what Ruben Amram actually cooks up, bro. You're saying Kobe and Ahmad are gone. Just watch the Amram speech after Villa. I don't think they are gone, bro. With Ahmad, especially Ahmad, I don't think they are gone. We heard that speech. I posted it on this channel, bro. We heard that speech of Ruben Amram, right? He gave a passionate speech. He said good days are coming. So, hey, I don't think Kobe is gone. Kobe, low key, I think he's gonna accept wages that are reasonable, and he might just be a bench player where, okay, he's coming in FA Cup games, he's starting, but Premier League games, he's not really starting. But with Amad Diallo, I don't think Amad Diallo is going anywhere, bro. I think that's far from happening. Amad Diallo, he's not going anywhere, bro. Maybe Kobe Mano, but Amad, I don't see a situation where we sell Amad Diallo, right? We won't sell Garnacho and Ahmad in the same transfer window. Garnacho, he's gonna fund a lot of things. That's why we need to sell these guys right away, bro. Because this striker situation, I just think it's a situation where, okay, Man United are still trying to sell some guys. They've tried with Jadon Sancho, it's failed, right? Because the guy doesn't want to lower his wages. Rashford, only Aston Villa realistically will take him, but he doesn't want to lower his he only wants to lower his wages for Barcelona. And Barca, bought somebody new, right? Nico Williams. So yeah, Rashford, we're in a tricky situation selling players, man. Garnacho as well. Are Napoli gonna come with 70 million? Because that's what Man United want. Close to 70 million, close to 60 million. So selling players as well. Let's see what happens. But I think realistically, the first player we sell is probably Rasmus Hojlund, man, because he's not on a high wage. His transfer fee won't be high. So with Garnacho, it's gonna be complicated. Sancho is gonna be complicated. Rashford, same situation. So it looks like Hoyland might just be the most realistic signing the most realistic player we sell early, right? With these other guys, it's gonna drag on till the end of July. So let's just see what we do, man. Let's just see what we do. Obviously, that passionate speech from Ruben Amram, it gives some fans some hope. Let's see what the man does, right? I always say, yo, everybody talks, right? It's not about talking, it's about action. Same thing with Omar Barada. Omar Barada has been talking a lot recently. It's now time to deliver, man. It is now time to deliver. Let's hope as Man United in a few days we have like a realistic situation of who's gonna come in as our striker, because we can't keep doing this every single week. It's a new striker. Before last week it was it's last week it was Jokeris. The week this week it was Ekatike, and then now we're hearing Moise Caicedo. So it's too much, bro. It is too much, bro. It is too much. Just get this thing over the line, man. You're saying these players with sour faces and no class. Yeah, bro. These players, bro. Just get rid of them. I think fans are tired. A lot of fans are just tired of this. These players moaning this and that. Just sell them right now, bro. Off online situations, this and that. So Sancho, he needs to go. Rashford, he needs to go. Garnacho, he needs to go. It's not like I hate these guys, right? I have nothing against any of these players. It's just as a club, we need to sell these guys to start moving forward, man. You gotta be ruthless. We gotta raise some money. We gotta raise some funds. So these guys, they're gonna genuinely help us get in some new players, bro. They're gonna genuinely help us because with Ruben Amram, we can see he doesn't favor Rashford. He doesn't favor Garnacho anymore. And let's just see. Even some reports about Joshua Zerski. Apparently, something might happen, but I don't see anything happening to Joshua Zerski. Also, an update on Martinez, his injury. Apparently, we might see him before August, right? We were hearing reports a few months ago, before the Premier League season ended, there were reports saying, hey, January next year, that's when Martinez will be back. But apparently, before October, August, he's gonna be fully fit. So Martinez making a steady recovery. Let's hope the guy is fully fit. Let's hope the guy is a person we can rely on next season. Because just imagine next season Martinez can stay fit, you have a better defense, right? Delit, Martinez, you have so many guys in the defense. Aiden Heaven is coming up. Lenny Yoro is coming up. So our defense is looking good, bro. It is looking good. Let's just get a competent keeper, a keeper that can be consistent, bro. What's my thoughts on the first 5 games? Estimated points. I'm not really worried. I'm not really worried about our first 5 games, bro, because I know a lot of people are worried. Oh no, we're playing Arsenal, we're playing Chelsea, we're playing Manchester City. I think we get 2 wins out of those 3 big games, right? I think we can beat Arsenal. I think we can beat Manchester City. At least a draw against Man City. Because based on what Ruben Amram did last season, it shows us that yo, the guy, big games, those are the games he wins, bro. So I'm not really worried with the big games. It's the Burnleys. It's the Burnleys It's the small games where we were struggling last season. Ooh, the Bournemouth. Ooh, 3-0. Like it's the small games that were struggling, because if people remember last season, Man City, we beat them. Ruben Amorim's first game against Pep Guardiola as Man United manager, he beat him, right? It's only Chelsea where we struggled under Ruben Amorim. Arsenal, we knocked them out of our cup, either FA Cup or Carabao Cup, one of the two, bro. One of the two. We beat Arsenal in those cup games. So Ruben Amorim, big games, he performs, bro. I have no doubt about it, man. You're saying the three were Garnacho, Kobe, and Ahmed. Mark your words. I see Garnacho and Kobe being realistic, but Ahmed, I don't really see Ahmed Diallo being sold, bro, because we see how Man United really cherish Ahmed Diallo. He can play three different positions, right? If we were playing with wingers as well, he can play as a right winger, he can play as a number 10, he can play as a right wing back. So Ahmad Diallo, he's so adaptable as a player. I don't see us selling him, bro. I don't really see us selling him. And also an aspect with Ahmad Diallo, Jason Wilcox loves this guy, right? The way Jason Wilcox loves Ahmad, I don't see that happening, bro. You're saying this coming season, Patrick Dogu and Zersky are gonna thrive. Let's hope so, bro. I think you're right though. Zersky for sure, for sure. Let's see with Joshua Zersky. We know Dogu, he's gonna be getting a lot of game time. So let's see what Patrick Dogu does this season with Joshua Zersky. It just depends on the game time, bro. Is it gonna be a situation like last season where the guy's not really playing games? The guy's coming off the bench, because if we do sign another striker, we've already signed Cunha. We're gonna sign Mbuemo. Joshua Zersky, what's his game time looking like, bro? It's not really looking good. It's not really looking like he's gonna have a lot of game time next season. Because for sure, if we do sign another striker, he's gonna be starting over Joshua Zersky. And Cunha, he's gonna be starting in those number 10 positions over Zersky. Same with Mbuemo. So I see a situation like last season where Joshua Zersky is just coming off the bench, man. Coming off the bench. He's more like a bench player, and you need quality bench players. I'm not gonna lie, right? It adds to our squad depth. It adds to our team. It adds to everything we're doing as Manchester United. At least if you have guys like Zersky on the bench, bro, you're looking like a good team, right? Because if these are your bench players, somebody like Zersky, he can realistically start for a club like Arsenal week in, week out. So if that's your bench player, it means you're building something, man. It does genuinely mean you're building something strong and reliable, bro. I think it's the same for Mason Mount, bro. Mason Mount, I think it's the same situation. Him and Joshua Zersky won't really get a lot of game time, because unless Cunha and Mbuemo flop, I don't see a situation where Mason Mount, Joshua Zersky are getting a lot of game time, because Cunha and Buemo, those guys are gonna be the starters. We know that for sure, right? Especially Cunha. Cunha, there is no way he's gonna be on the bench. That's not gonna be realistic. I think from day one, Cunha is gonna be started, right? From the first game of the Premier League, Cunha is gonna be starting. So it means Mason Mount, Joshua Zersky, their game time just depreciates massively, bro. And there were reports saying Mason Mount might go out on loan. Let's see if that materializes or not. But I would love somebody like a Mason Mount, Joshua Zersky to be our bench players, man, because it just means you're building a good foundation, bro. Like the foundation we're building, unbelievable. Let's just hope and pray as Man United we get to a situation where we have something, because even João Paulinho, we are hearing João Paulinho, he's a realistic midfield target. If he does come in, that's another good player, right? Anthony, he only wants Betis. So a lot of things are gonna happen, bro. Outgoings, incomings, and let's just see what genuinely happens. But yeah, I just wanted to give at least a quick update on what's genuinely going on. I appreciate everybody that joined this live stream, man. And yeah, let's hope everybody has a good week, man. Enjoy your weeks, enjoy your days. And Man United, let's hope we get our transfers over the line, man. Just shout out everybody that joined the stream.